Thank you for having me here. It's always a pleasure. This is my third time.
The third time.
I believe it's my third time playing here.
Oh, uh-oh.
I know I've always had an invite.
Yeah.
Uh,
Open door.
Open door policy here. Your support has meant a lot to us, me, in
Well,
the underground, because you keep it.
yeah.
You keep it underground and you keep it hot.
That was the whole purpose.
Uh, I've always felt at home here. It's like being at home, flat out.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's just when I leave here, sometimes I need help,
but
but it's
we're
fun.
not gonna get as wild tonight.
Nah, man. I'm excited about.
So hold on. Brian Bonds,
Hello,
Heart Bonder.
our bonder. I'm of Strand, Reel by Reel. I do a lot of collaborations with Puzzle Box owner and founder Keith Tucker. I
DJ
collaborate
K1.
with all comers. I got a new remix out on Remember Why You Started Records.
Remember why you started? Shine Tate.
Yes, sir. It's Curious. Devices is the artist, and I did a remix of a track called Curious Rover.
But Strand has a whole EP on Remember Why You Started.
Yeah, we've done a whole EP on that label. The Resilience.
Right.
Yup, with remixes from DJ Stingray and Seamus Coughlin.
Right.
Um, that that was a project that was near and dear to us because we do what we want to do. We do what we want to do.
There you go.
Yeah, man. You have to forgive me, man.
So you brought the Denons, and I'm checking these out.
Yeah.
Say you like these better than the Pioneer?
I like them better than the Pioneer because I don't have to go through Record Box.
Okay.
Although I do go, organize in Record Box because most places have Pioneer. That's the
Right.
industry standard. But these decks here are a little more stable to me. It's just more ergonomic for me to work.
Okay, now I got a question. Give us some insight on the early days, how you got started
Oh
in
man.
making techno dance.
Well, the early, I guess, I've always like you and like the rest of us. I'm surrounded by music all day in the house.
Right.
And different types of music, and back when terrestrial radio was worth listening to, we all listened to it.
It had a mixture of music.
Yeah, CKLW would play early craft work. Oh, you remember that? Yeah, they literally
CKLW.
played craft work on Autobahn,
Right.
and then you'll hear James Brown. Then you might hear the Beach Boys. It was eclectic, and I think that was an early influence. But how I really got started, me, Brian, and Ketch had a band. We did Parliament Funkadelic covers, Police covers, and I was the bassist. Ketch was the drummer. Brian Boyer was the guitarist.
What happened with that?
MIDI.
Oh man.
Well, we were working towards recording our band in the studio, but it took money.
Right. Especially
So-
back then.
Yep, and I knew Eddie Folks, and he introduced me to Juan way back. And then when Rick and Juan put out, and John Seven, they put out the Enter album.
Right.
We would hear it and like, man, how did he afford to get in the studio and do that? So with a little research, we figured, hey, MIDI. So we like, you know what? We always had an affinity for electronic music.
Right.
It was like it was new to us.
Okay.
So we bought some rudimentary equipment. Yeah, forgive me, man. I had a long day coaching today. But,
All good.
we got some basic MIDI equipment and learned how to use it, and we got into electronic music. And the thing about with electronics, we can do things we couldn't do with the traditional guitar and bass.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I'm no virtuoso. So step writing was a godsend to me.
You guys ever think about getting the band back together?
We do. Brian Boyer over the years started collecting basses and guitars, and he even talked about buying a set of drums to get Catch going. But we will eventually. I know we
Okay.
will because that was our first love, and we were pretty decent at it, you know.
So tell us about the label Harbonder.
Well, Harbonder came about after our first label was Tactile, and that was the
Tile.
Terramancer EP,
Okay.
and that was distributed, I believe, through Twilight
76.
Yeah, and
Godfather.
yep, and Brian and those guys. And
Right.
so we had that, and then we ran into some issues with some other labels that claimed they had that name. And instead of just going through the rigmarole, we like, well, we can come up with something better than that anyway. You
Right.
know?
Right. Right.
So Harbonder was born. We got tired of licensing out our tracks and getting, a little money, and that was the end of it.
Right.
So we figured, well, hell, put it out on our own label, which we did, and we haven't taken a beating yet. So
That's what's up.
we still doing our thing.
What's the latest release?
Well, the latest release is the Resilience EP. Was the last vinyl release.
Okay.
Released last year. In another month, we're going to be releasing Oro Mining 4, which is a series. It's digital. It's a digital series with tracks, unreleased tracks from artists we like and respect that never was released, and it kind of gives you a sense of their early days
Okay.
and how
Okay.
their sound developed to what it is now. The next one is Strand. There's some tracks never been released. And then that's 4, and then Oro Mining 5 coming out this April is Black Tony.
So how do people get your music at Indie Digital or
They
Bandcamp?
go to our Bandcamp, Strand 313,
Strand 313.
and any
Dot
digital,
Bandcamp.
yes sir, and any digital outlet, Track Source, Beatport, Amazon, Apple Music.
Okay. Okay.
But the vinyl you get through Bandcamp.
Well, I'm gonna thank you. I'm not gonna hold it up and let you get in the mix. And Brian Bonds in the basement. We're gonna get it popping. You know how it go.
All right, thank you.